All right, can you guys guess which bike we're taking today? We've got the Frigo, the S1, I might do that one, the Rave, the P-51, and the RX. Quick, take a guess in the comments. Because if you guessed the P-51, the crash bike, you were right. Let's go.
Like Jackie and Rose, had the water been warmer. Like Bonnie and Clyde, down in California, fall in love on the run. Trying to make it to Cabo, Romeo with a blunt, Juliet with a bottle. Baby, I'm looking for reasons to call it a lie, but if the water...
All right, what is going on, guys? Today we're back. I definitely did not forget to hit the record button for the first part of this ride. I definitely did not forget to hit record, but okay, I lied. I forgot to hit record. This video, honestly, nothing too crazy. I feel like it's been quite some time since I did a riding and talking video. I know Double Moto, I've been watching him a lot more. I know he has his riding and talking series, not even series, but like he does videos where he just rides his bike and talks about shit. I don't mean to like copy him, so I'm gonna call this riding and rambling because I feel like I tend to do a lot more rambling than I do talking. But today, as you can see, we're on the P-51, the crash bike. It's been exactly a month to the day that this bike was involved in a crash on the birthday group ride, and my girlfriend being on the bike, her taking a hit. This might sound weird, but I feel like to a certain extent, bikes or e-bikes, whether it's an e-bike or, you know, a supermoto or whatever, bikes are extensions of ourselves. And even though I wasn't even on site when the crash happened, I do feel almost weird riding this bike again. You know, we fixed it up, everything was fine. My girlfriend, like I said, she took most of the damage. She got a dislocated shoulder. The bike just got a bent handlebar. We actually replaced the stock handlebars with Sur-On bars, which feel different. Maybe just because I'm not used to how a Sur-On handlebar feels. I'm pretty sure the stock bars are a little bit taller and these are a little bit lower. It feels different, but you know, I just got to get back on the horse. So I guess in this case, get back on the bike and just start riding it again, because before the crash, and even still now, this is probably my favorite bike in my arsenal. You know, I've been working and networking with a lot of companies recently, making networking and connections and whatnot. Oh, I was gonna feed the cats, but I guess they're already fed, or at least they're already getting fed. So I guess we're not gonna do that today. I might go later, who knows? But yeah, I mean, I feel a little bit weird being back on the bike, but again, if you get off that horse, you hop off that horse, you gotta get back up on that horse. And my girlfriend's the same way. Like, I understand that like she feels some type of way about getting back on the bike. Maybe it'd be some PTSD or whatever. I don't mean to speak on her behalf or anything like that, but it's definitely understandable. And like I said, even though I wasn't even in the crash, I do feel a certain type of way being back on the bike. Not a bad thing. I just got to get back on it. Catch up to me. I don't know what that guy was going off on. He was definitely trying to fuck with me, I think. But yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a ride and ramble, I guess you could say. Is he trying to? No, he's not trying to follow me anymore. But yeah, I've been kind of keeping busy with brand deals and partnerships and content and whatnot. As you guys know, I've been working with Rave. You know, I got their new Bullet bike, you know, in my arsenal now. So I'm still, you know, working my magic to promote that as much as I can on social media. There's another bike company in the works that I'm working with called Wow. that is making a bike called the Cyber Bike, which even I don't really know what it looks like, but it looks like if a Sur-Ron and a Tesla Cybertruck had a baby bike, that's what it would be. I haven't really spoken too much about this, but I'm sure this video is going to go out before the weekend. I'm actually working with Spark Cycle Works. So today is, I think, the 22nd of May. This upcoming weekend, which I think is like the 25th, don't quote me on that. I don't know how many guys are going to be watching this by then. My girlfriend and I are going up to Connecticut to visit the guys at Spark Cycle Works. And I feel like that's a good opportunity because I personally have never ridden a stock Bandit. I mean, I think I briefly rode the Jazz Cup Bandit, which is like their what I call their Boardwalk Fries edition, because to me the painting on that looks like Boardwalk Fries. You know, you go to the beach, you go to Ocean City, at least in my area, you get fries. That white with purple and blue pattern, that's like the cup you would get with the fries. I might just be me, I don't know. So we're doing that, and I'm excited because, again, I think that it was maybe 2 years ago that I first tried the Jazz Cup Bandit, and that was like up and down a parking lot, so not really getting my full thoughts on it. And every Bandit ever since then that I've seen has been modified, you know, either by a powerful lithium or had some sort of 72 volt system. Basically, it's been upgraded. All the Bandits that I've come across, they've been upgraded. So I never really tried a stock Bandit like that before, so that's definitely one opportunity. I'm definitely going to be working with them to kind of talk about events and their new facility, the Javelin that they're working on, updates that's coming to the Bandit that we talked about, which I'm not going to discuss too much right now. You know, that'll be future videos and whatnot. But yeah, that's happening this weekend. I'm excited about that. We're taking a train up to Connecticut, and I've never been up to Connecticut, and I've only been on a train like Amtrak once before. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be like. It's going to be nice to have a little bit of a getaway, but still also doing content, especially content on a bike company that, while I am familiar with, you know, online, like I know the owners and the people who are working for them and whatnot, I've never really had a chance to get familiar with the bike. Actually, like my bike, I never really got a chance to get familiar with the Bandit myself, so I'm excited about that. So I've got the Bandit I'm working with, or the Spark Cycle Works I'm going to be working with soon. I'm still working on Rave. You know, I still got the Bullet, which, again, even though I haven't really been posting too much about it, people still love the Bullet. You know, I've been getting told that people are using my discount codes, which if you guys are, I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Honestly, you know, it does, my discount code does give you a discount. It does give me a kickback. And I do want to say I don't do any, you know, partnerships with either companies I don't believe in. You know, I have to really believe in the company. I really have to believe in the product to do work with them. But I also really don't do it for the money, right? Like P-51 as a bike company, I could see them do very well. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be working with them. You know, they make, even though they're still a small company, they make quality bikes. I mean, people will say that left and right. Granted, price point could be a little cheaper, but you're getting a quality bike for the price. You know what I mean? So it has its pros and its cons. Rave as well. Rave, you know, they have a really good customer service base, and maybe that's just right now that they're a smaller company, right? I have issues with my bike. Other YouTubers have had issues with their bike. Small things, you know, small things that, you know, are manageable because they're a small company and whatnot. Like, they're excusable, I guess you could say. But, you know, they've been really, you know, helpful with us. And the other day, you know, planning out the trip this weekend, I was on the phone with the guys at Spark Cycle Works. You know, again, we never really got a chance to like kind of sit down and talk to each other other than very briefly on a group ride like 2 years ago. But when they reached out to me asking that they wanted to work with me for, you know, some projects, I was sold. And you know, again, it was one thing to kind of know about a company and about the people who work for the company just by seeing them online, but just being able to talk to them at the very least on the phone, and I'm sure we're going to do more talking in person, it's just a whole different connection. It's a whole different vibe. So I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. But yeah, again, companies I believe in are the only ones that I've worked with. I've had bike companies reach out to me offering to pay me to review their bikes. But if I don't believe in either the product, like if maybe the bike is like, I don't see the bike being a quality bike, or I don't see the company being like a quality company, like if they're let's just say if I never even heard of the company, right? But like people have their bikes, they're more or less known. But I do my research and I find out that their customer service is shit. If you get a bike and you can't get parts, you're gonna be screwed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to represent a company like that. And for the record, I know people are gonna comment, oh well, that's Super 73. Look, Super 73 is a big company, so I'm kind of comparing. I'm not really talking about Super. I'm comparing smaller companies, right? Companies that aren't as big as Super, right? There have been companies that kind of have emailed me about, you know, more cruiser electric bikes, more entry-level electric bikes, not so much 750 watt dual suspension, you know, 20 mile an hour top speed bikes, you know what I mean? Like, nothing that level. There have been bike companies at a lower level bike product, if you will, that have offered to pay me to talk about and make videos about their bikes, but I just didn't believe it, so I denied it. So I don't want you guys to think that I do this for the money, right? It makes like chump change, you know, doing YouTube and doing content creation, it's chump change for me. So it's more of a hobby that makes some side money, but I don't do it for the money. And I'm being totally transparent with you guys, or at least as transparent as possible, because if I were to be more transparent, I'd be telling you how much money I make. And I'll be the first to say, again, it's not a lot of money. It's side money, it's pocket money. It'll help pay for dinner, you know what I mean? It's nothing crazy. So there's that. I mean, I'm making my way back home now, so that's pretty much all the rambling that I can think of. The P-51 still works. The Rave Bullet, I'm still getting used to. Spark Cycle Works and I are going to be working this upcoming weekend, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram for that. But in terms of updates, in terms of content, yeah, I'm still grinding. I might not be you know, posting as frequently as other creators, but I'm doing my best. Which actually, hold on, backpedaling for a second, right? I recently made a video about an exercise bike company, and I know that was very random of me, but they're probably not going to see this specific video, but I couldn't mention this in that exact video. The main reason why I accepted that bike, that exercise bike, was one, I'm not going to say no to a free exercise bike, right? Like, I've been going to the gym for God knows how long. I personally could benefit from an exercise bike. But number two, they are actually, that company Freebeat, I don't know how much I can say, but they are in the works of making a 2-in-1 exercise e-bike. So you could use the bike in your house, do your classes, do your workouts, whatever, stationary, but you could unhook the bike from like a rack or the post or whatever it's going to be hooked up to at home, and you could ride around as an electric bike. Now, the specs and the motors and the battery, I have no idea. It's still kind of early on. But I did want to work with them for that exercise bike, just to kind of like really open a door, open a connection. So that way they know that, you know, what I do in my content correlates to what they're trying to do. They're trying to do an electric exercise mobile bike. I do exercise, you know, content, I know on my socials, but I also do e-bike content. So it might seem weird at first, but it's something that's in the works, right? I hope all this video made sense. I feel like I was rambling on a lot, but other than that, I hope you guys are looking forward to all the content that I'm making. I hope you guys enjoy the content that I'm making, of course. I mean, again, that's a sick car. Again, a lot of you guys seem to be enjoying it, which I'm glad for. But I'm back home now. Go ahead, drop a like, leave a comment down below in terms of future content that I talked about in this video. What you guys are most excited for. I'm excited to get my hands, I'll just get my butt on a Bandit. And subscribe if you guys are new. Peace.
I don't know how well you guys can tell, but this is how bent the stock handlebars are. You guys can't see it, but I'm recording on my phone, and I have the left side, the left bar, along the grid lines of my camera. So this one is straight. This side, at its like corner peak right here, it starts to go down. So it's, you know, the camera's not warped, it's not video editing. This is pretty much the main damage of the Bullet, the P-51. In case y'all were ever curious, because I don't think I ever showed it. So other than that, bike is champ.